So perfumes for summer high heat number 3, part 3 I should say. So I'm just starting with some rose perfumes, and this one is a philosophy perfume. It's the first philosophy perfume I've bought because they tend to be quite expensive. This one is just a little tiny 15ml, and I got this from Direct Cosmetics for a bargain. So I thought I'd try it out. I wanted to see what their rose was like. This is Amazing Grace, and it's Ballet Rose. So it's a flanker of the Amazing Grace that everyone seems to love, the rose version. And so this one, it's still in its box. I mean, it's a lovely, look how cute. The bottles look like Demeter Library of Fragrance bottles. They're almost identical, but it's very, very cute, very simple, very nice little bottle. Now this is absolute just rose. I find it leans a little bit into the potpourri rose, personally. It's quite skin scenty, but it's also... it's relatively persistent, but it's not really long lasting. Is this a... this is an eau de toilette. So it's not one I feel I need to keep in my collection. That's why this is still in the box. But the notes in this are top notes lychee, middle notes rose and peony, base notes white, musk and woodsy notes. But it really is, it's rose. It really smells like a slightly dry, ever so slightly powdery, but not massively, but slightly potpourri rose. And you do get a little bit of the lychee right at the very top. When you first spray it, you get that slight kind of very slight fruity sweetness, but barely. So I've got a couple of alternatives that are going to be cheaper. So that one, it's nice. And if you want something that is quite a pure, you know, slightly old-fashioned but not vintage smelling rose, then that's a safe bet. But I don't think it smells massively different, to be honest, to the classic Yardley. Now I've got this Yardley. This is the contemporary version of the English rose. This is a little tester bottle that I got literally for about £3 or £4. Either from I think this was from Direct Cosmetics, and I think they've still got it. And this is a 50ml eau de toilette. Now you do need to overspray like mad with these old Yardley ones, but this is a pretty classic, watery, nice, realistic, fresh rose. So the notes in this, they're slightly wrong on Fragrantica. It says on Fragrantica that there's tea in this perfume. It doesn't say that on the Yardley website, so I think that's a mistake. So this one, the top notes are rose and citruses. Middle notes are rose, magnolia, cassis and violet. The base notes are musk and patchouli. I don't get any patchouli in this. I barely get musk. I'm not really getting anything other than a very slight citrus, but it's nearly entirely rose. It's very light. It's perfect for this time of year. You can massively overspray this, cover yourself in it, and you'll very gently smell like rose. It's very pretty, watery, fresh. So I quite like that one. It's just a reliable plain rose. But I also really like this one, which I think is just rose, but a little bit more interesting. And again, you can get, this isn't the original cap, this is just a cap that fits it. As you can see, I've got quite a few testers here. This is a tester that you can still get from Direct Cosmetics for a £5. This is 30ml, Vera Wang. This is an eau de toilette, and it smells very much like this kind of rose, a slightly potpourri, slightly powdery rose, but there is a bit of vanilla in there that's just giving it a bit of interest, you know, making it a little bit sweeter, a little bit prettier. So the notes in this guy, top notes of rose and damask rose and mandarin orange, middle notes iris, magnolia and cyclamen, base notes vanilla, musk and sandalwood. And I just find that this one is a really reliable, really pretty rose that, yeah, I just really like this one. I think it's a bit more cozy. It's really nice, but it's still light and fresh enough to wear this in really high heat. I think this is really nice. If you're really sensitive to perfumes in high heat, then Yardley is definitely the best one to go for because it's very watery, very light, doesn't last particularly long. This one is just a little bit sweeter. There's a little bit more going on in it. It's not quite so much a straight up rose, but it's very close to being a straight up rose. So I think all of those are kind of lovely. Let's just make a little rose section over here while I fill up with everything else. So we've got Goji and Cactus extract. Now, this is for those people who still like to have quite a noticeable perfume on in high heat. Because this one, they only list Goji and Cactus, but to me, this has the general vibe. You can even see it in the colour, actually. Can you see that colour? I'm 100% sure there's vanilla in this perfume. It's not listed, but I'm absolutely sure. And it has a vibe, a very light vibe, of a berry fruit chewy perfume. So this is one that I struggled a bit with. I have since smelled so many perfumes that smell like this. I've got one from the Scentology range. I literally just recently got one that had the wrong notes listed for it, and I'm trying to return it because it's a fruit chewy. And it's SCUK Rebel Her, I think that one's called. I'll do a little review of it, but so this is kind of a really light, easy to wear version of quite a typical fruit chewy that's where the fruit is berries. And it does, I can't smell like an obvious patchouli in this, but it has that sort of vibe because of the berry and vanilla mixture. You don't really get much cactus, but it's very sweet. It's really feminine. My partner thinks this is super sexy. So it's a really good bet if you still want to smell sexy, girly, you still want something that's quite noticeable as a perfume, but it's just very hot. So obviously this is good in very high heat because it's not super light, it's not super citrusy. It really does smell like a very sweet perfume, you know, but not like cloyingly so because it's an Acqua Colonia, so it's watery. It's one of the best lasting powers of all the Acqua Colonias I've tried. This one lasts for maybe 6 hours on me. Definitely in high heat it does as well. So that one's a really reliable one. And then, okay, I like Ted Baker perfumes. I've got a couple that I'm really fond of, and I think what I like about them is that they are watery and fresh. They're normally kind of floral, but they're not overpowering. They're really good for high heat. They're really good for hot weather, and they're very good for people like me that like all different types of scents, but don't like heavy scents. They don't, you don't want to get headachy. You don't want to overpower everything. You don't want everyone in a million miles of you to smell you. These are great for that. Now, have a quick sniff. This I think of as my very light violet perfume. This is a tester bottle, as you can see, so it's not got a proper cap. They normally have a really cool plastic cap on. So this is Ted Baker. It's just called W. It's an eau de toilette. They've recently changed the packaging on this, but honestly, you can get like, this is a 75ml bottle, and you can get this for, I don't know, like between £5 if you can get a tester bottle and like £10-15 for this big one. I'm just going to give it a quick spray. Woo! It's so pretty. It's like a sweet raspberry and violet perfume. It goes through a few different stages, this one. So I'll give you the notes. So the top notes of this are African violet and Parma violet, fig leaf and peony. Middle notes are cassis, raspberry and orchid. Base notes are cedar and vanilla. It's not super cedary, it's not super vanilla-y. The cassis, the raspberry and the violet are what you're smelling in this perfume. It goes through a stage where it gets a little bit sharp. It starts off really quite sweet, then it gets a little bit sharp, and then it settles down into just being a slightly tingly, gentle, watery violet and raspberry sweet perfume. I really, really like this one a lot. And it lasts, it's a skin scent the whole time, but it lasts as a skin scent for maybe like 4 or 5 hours, I think. It's not too bad on me, this one. And I just think it's very pretty. It's light, it's pretty, it's girly. It smells pink. Maybe it smells like a very pinky purple. I mean, it's kind of the right colour in a way. So I like this one. I'll probably have the other Ted Baker in one of my other high heats, because I think the perfumes I've tried from him, which to be, in my defence, is only 2. I've really liked both of them, and they've both been light florals that I find very easy to wear. So that's that one. Very pretty indeed. I've talked about this one loads. Oh, I really like the colour of the cap as well. Really cute little pink cap, dark pink cap. The other one's got a pale pink, purpley cap, I think. So this is Vesper, and this is the Sensazione version. Now, I've talked about this before. You can still get this 30ml. Is this an eau de toilette? Does it tell me anywhere? Eau de toilette. It's not got a bad lasting power, about 4 to 5 hours normally on me, and when it's hot. This to me just smells like a British summer holiday. It really does. It smells like tart fruits, salty sea, and Mr. Whippy kind of vanilla ice cream, you know, or cheap soft scoop ice cream. I just really like this one. I think it's really easy to wear. It's really yummy. So the notes in this, top notes are pear, lime and lychee. Middle notes are sea notes, water lily and cinnamon. Base notes are peach, vanilla and sandalwood. Now peach and vanilla is normally a disaster for me, but somehow, and actually salty notes are often a disaster for me and give me a headache or go really antiseptic on my skin. This one just works. I'm not sure why. It's just kind of magical. It really just makes me think of a British seaside summer holiday. And like I said, you can still get this and it's original, which is just more, it's like apple and vanilla ice cream. That's what it smells like. They're a little bit synthetic, but I like them. Like I think that's one of the things I like about them. And I don't need all my perfumes to smell natural. Like that's totally fine by me. But it's very good for summer. Really good for high heat because it's not massively strong. Like it's got a wateriness, but it is noticeable, you know. Yeah, still £2.50 from Direct Cosmetics. They're an absolute bargain. So, okay, I'll make a bit of space now because... So I've still got this in the box because this is not one that I'm going to keep because it's got ambroxan in it. And for me, I so often can't wear perfumes with ambroxan. It does something weird on my skin. I've just sort of had to accept that. But for those of you who don't have a problem with ambroxan, it doesn't go weird on your skin. This is a nice, sharp, fruity perfume that then turns a bit floral. This is Choo Floral. Very pretty bottle. This is an eau de toilette. It's a 40ml. You can get the 40ml for between like 20 and £25. I bought this one because it was compared to one of my old favourite perfumes, but I don't really think it smells like it. But it's got that same kind of vibe. And I'm just going to give it a quick spray into the box. I've had this one a little while, but I'm not going to keep it. Woo! It is very sharp, tart when you first spray it. And it is fruity, but it's got that floral vibe the whole way through. It's an interesting thing to call it because this is more floral than this. But the notes in this are nectarine, tangerine and bergamot. The middle notes are magnolia, apricot blossom and sweet pea. The base notes are musk, ambroxan and woody notes. And for me, this one is just... It's very sharp when you first spray it and then that kind of sweetness of the nectarine. And actually, I think the sweet pea and magnolia comes through. And it is very pretty. It's very fresh. It's a good summer perfume, this one. But like I said, the ambroxan on my skin just doesn't... I don't know what it is. It actually goes a bit shampoo-y, to be honest, this one, for me. But it's very pretty. And I think that it's the flowers and the nectarine that I'm really getting from this. But it's quite sharp. So if you don't like sharp perfumes, don't get this one. Because it never really dries down to being massively sweet. That nectarine stays quite tart and there's nothing in it to kind of bring it down and give it a sugary quality. But it's very fresh. It's really pretty. So if you don't have a problem with ambroxan, I really like that one. However, I have a new one that I think is the same kind of vibe. And it's Mademoiselle. And this is the L'Eau Très Florale by Azzaro. So this is the flanker of the original. I think these have been discontinued, but you can get these. This was under £20 for a 50ml. So if you just do a Google search and have a look, you can probably get a decent price for this. Sorry for the noise. I'm just going to have to open it the other way around. Firstly, I mean, what a pretty bottle. What a very pretty bottle that is. It's so nice. I love it. The colour just sang to me. I knew I was going to like this one. Ooh, okay. So, I'm going to give this a spray as well into the... Oh, not into that bottle, though. I want to spray it into the Jimmy Choo bottle. Okay. Oh, yeah. I put the sprayer the other way around on this because I didn't want to spray all over the ribbon. That's the only problem with ribbons. They're getting in the way. This is not quite as sharp. It's quite gentle, but it's so pretty. It's such a nice summery perfume. It's kind of slightly hard to describe this one. So the notes in this, top notes are quince and rhubarb. Middle notes are green leaves and tea rose. Base notes are lily of the valley, white musk and ambrette. And it's very pretty. It almost smells like there's pear in here. So there's obviously something going on with the quince and the rhubarb that's giving it a slight pear-like note. And you do get some nice greenery. It is a bit musky. The ambrette keeps it kind of from going too sharp, because obviously quince and rhubarb can be very, very sharp. But it's light. It's slightly floral, but it's still a bit fruity. It's just very sweet, very nice, very summery. It's not very sweet. I mean, it's sweet like it's cute. You know what I mean? I think it's a really nice perfume to wear, this one. It's light. And this one also is slightly soapy, but it's not so much shampooy. It's almost more of a kind of a very gentle hand wash, or maybe it's more like possibly more lotiony. It's really pretty. I like this one quite a lot, and I'm really glad that I've got this in my collection now, because there's a couple of these that I wanted. I want the one that's got grapes in it as well, and that's why I noticed this one. And I tried it, and to be honest, this is what I was hoping Jimmy Choo Floral would be like. So I'm into this one. I think it's really pretty. I really like it. Then let's do a classic one, because you can still get these. Move things around a bit. You can still get these on Direct Cosmetics for £5 for 100ml for these tester bottles of the Harajuku Lover perfumes. And this is my favourite one. This is Super G. This one, woo! Oh, it's truly just summer in a bottle. It's pineapple, coconut, banana, but it's not strong. It's really light. It's really easy to wear. It's so good in high heat. It's sweet and tasty and yummy. It has that kind of, it's almost like a powdery coconut at first, but what it dries down to is basically pineapple and banana, but very, very light. It's very easy to wear, super, super fruity. The top notes of this are pineapple, tangerine, pear and cranberry. Middle notes are banana, coconut, peach and freesia. Base notes are vanilla, raspberry, musk and Virginia cedar. And I don't find it particularly musky. I don't get the cedar. It's not very vanilla-y. Yeah, it's pretty much pineapple, banana, coconut. And the coconut kind of dies down quite quickly. And the banana comes out the longer you've been wearing it. But it's kind of like a slightly candy banana smell. It's right. So I find this really easy to wear. I think it's really fun. It's very girly. It's really good for summer. It's just really cute. I like it. And then this is really nice. This is from a haul that you wouldn't have seen yet, because I haven't actually put it up yet. I have made a video though. This is another absolute bargain that I got. This is Woods of Windsor. And this is Hibiscus and Pomegranate. Does it actually say it anywhere on it? Oh yeah, Pomegranate and Hibiscus. This is an eau de toilette. I got this 100ml bottle with the lid and everything in its box, all sealed up, for about £4, which is mad. I don't know why, but this particular one is on sale pretty much everywhere I've seen it. And it's so yummy. It's really nice. I like this one very much. It's exactly what it says. It smells like glorious hibiscus flowers and sweet pomegranate. It's not sharp, it's watery, it's light, it's easy to wear. This is one that I'm keeping to the front of my collection, because I'm probably going to wear this week at some point. I like it a lot. I've got a few pomegranate perfumes, or I've had a few pomegranate in perfumes, and I tend to like it quite a lot. I like pomegranate in perfumes, but I love hibiscus. What I was looking for is, because I used to have this really nice herbal tea that didn't actually have any tea in it, if you see what I mean, that was hibiscus and pomegranate, and I just love the aroma of that tea. And that's what this smells like to me. It's a beautiful light perfume. It's not particularly long lasting, but you can massively overspray it. And again, you can get this for an absolute bargain. Definitely worth looking up on Google where to get this one from. But yeah, I think it's just very yummy. It's really easy wear. It's brilliant for high heat. And possibly all the Woods of Windsor and Yardley perfumes are pretty good for high heat. But yeah, so I think that's number 3 done. There's a few new ones in here that I will try to get like proper videos up of, some of which I've already done, some of which I need to do. But yeah, I think that's a decent selection of very pretty little perfumes that you can easily wear when it's really hot. I would say the only ones that are a bit more perfumey and a bit stronger are these two. Everything else I'd say is really watery. These two, really good for summer. Maybe if you're pushing like 40 degrees, these might be a little bit much if you're a skin scent perfume like me. But everything else here, super watery, easy to wear, very light, very fresh, really pretty, all very reliable.